Hi, my name is Andrew Kinnear, and I'm a volunteer for Freebruary. Thanks for joining us for this limited interview series with entrepreneurs from across Canada. I hope you enjoy it.
Hi, my name's Stacey Toews, and I'm one of the founders of Level Ground Trading.
It's great to have you, Stacey. Why don't you tell me where you are right now?
All right. I've got some kids homesick today, so I'm working from home. We're on the west coast of Vancouver Island, just outside the provincial capital of Victoria. So we're West Coasters. It's supposed to be the coldest month of the year, as we know, in February, but my goodness, the bulbs are up. Things are happening. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, why don't you tell me a bit about your company and your brand?
Sure. Level Ground started in 97. So we are in year number 25, Andrew. We got going with the same premise we're about now, which is to champion small scale farmers. And the focus has been on coffee, high-end specialty coffee that comes from small scale farmers. So think of people who would have, from a North American's perspective, a plot of coffee trees that might be as small as a residential building lot and might be the size of a couple soccer fields. That's what we think of as small scale farmers. We have about 3 dozen staff. We have a beautiful 20,000 square foot facility with a tasting room at the front, and we roast a bit over 1 million pounds of green coffee a year. Last year, we brought in coffees from 11 farming cooperatives in 7 different countries. And the part I love to tell people about is that every year through our facility, we bring the harvests of more than 5,000 families.
Wow, 5,000 different farmers are sending you beans.
That's right.
That's amazing.
It's this idea that we had at the outset that there's this huge imbalance in the way the market's been set up, where we rely on wonderful products from places that are exotic to us. We can't grow coffee well in Canada. We love to drink it. Rather than having a charity or a nonprofit designed to correct the imbalance, why not use people's everyday consumer habits to make it right? So by giving people better coffee than they expected, we got traction in the marketplace. And by paying farmers fairly and just looking at the whole, scope or spectrum of what sustainability means is really what we started the business on. So we talk about elevating coffee for everyone, from farmers to customers.
And in Canada, you're doing the roasting and the packaging, and then from there it goes out across Canada. Do you sell outside of Canada as well?
We do, yeah. We describe our process as kind of like 3 buckets or steps. We call it source, stage, and support. So we buy whole shipping containers, which is usually 20 tons of green unroasted coffee. I always try to get people thinking these are seeds. The most akin to this in a North American kitchen would probably be popcorn. And if it takes on moisture, it's going to spoil. The humidity balance needs to be really good when you're storing it. And you got to be really careful bringing it from tropical temperatures at sea level and carefully get it into, for our case, the Port of Vancouver, get it to our facility on Vancouver Island. That's all the sourcing. And then we do the roasting and all the blending. If it's not a single origin coffee, the packaging, date code, lot stamp, organic tracking, and all that good stuff. And then get it out into the marketplace where we're supporting it and messaging the impact for farmers and getting people to reach in to try out the coffee they love the most.
That's amazing.
In terms of how far we reach, we've been moving right across Canada with our products. Our last 4 months, we've seen 129 retail stores take us on for the first time. So 25 years into business, having that type of momentum is super exciting. Our web store is doing really well. We've just launched some really high-end specialty coffees that are here for a short time, not a long time. And so higher than typical cup scores that we would get onto grocery store shelves to look for kind of a coffee subscription model of people looking for very high cup score coffees that are unique.
That's amazing. So is that when you're looking to acquire new customers, do you drive them to your website first? And then if they want to find you at retail, that's sort of a secondary, but maybe they'll buy direct and get one of these high-end specialty coffees. Is that sort of your model?
Well, how I would have answered this question 2 years ago compared to now has changed a lot. It was always previously drive people to stores.
Yes.
And now it's been so much more. Get people onto Amazon, get people onto our own website for e-commerce transactions, because so many people are shopping from home compared to 2 years ago. So we're just trying to get it into every account type that's the most accessible, preferred method for a customer to reach our product. Most customers don't want to spend 40 or 50 bucks a pound on coffee. They've got kind of an agreement between their wallet and their palate. And they're like, I'm willing to pay this much and I expect this kind of performance in the cup. And really, most people aren't jotting down over breakfast the cupping notes. It's got a hint of peach and a little bit of a syrup lingering aftertaste. They're saying, I want something that's going to fuel me and taste great. And there's this massive bonus when they know that the farming practices and the payment and treatment of farmers is thoughtful right through the whole supply.
Amazing. Is there a food service component at all to your business?
We have done quite a bit of food service. That's obviously been up and down depending on formats related to different public health orders, but we have a lot of service into offices, a lot onto campuses, college and university campuses. And then we work with high-end specialty coffee shops that want to pull great espresso and such to get them great espresso that's fresh roasted. But that has not been our primary focus. Our primary focus has been packages into people's homes for home enjoyment of the coffee.
Amazing. This is more of an entrepreneur question, and so you'll have to reach back into the yearbooks for this one. But what's something that you learned early on running your business that you wish somebody had told you before you started? So like some nugget that another entrepreneur can live by.
This is like the list in length that the 8-year-old writes for Santa every Christmas, right? Like this innumerable number of factors that I wish I knew. We were in our 20s working on adopting our first child as a young married couple when we got the company going. And thinking back 25 years ago with no business experience, there was such a desire that we didn't even realize we needed knowledge about creative financing for a business model that no bank would be willing to fund. We had to go out and create promissory note models to borrow money from friends and family. And so financing creatively would have been something that I could have taken a lot of advice on. Whether to buy or build or lease or rent in terms of facility or just outsource the production of the coffee would have been a great question and answer to go through the process of. We never even pondered it. We just went and bought and got into the real estate market. That's a huge challenge. Thankfully, markets have gone up and our facilities have grown in size over time. Everything related to food safe and standards and SOPs. Like we have a HACCP certified facility that's organic certified, we're kosher certified, and all these different steps. And the people that we need in our team now are very different than the typical entrepreneur that gets something rolling, but they're critical to scale. And so how to find the right people and network with business owners who are well ahead in the journey was something in my 20s I had no clue how to do or where to find them. I was actually quite new to the city that we're based in. So I didn't really have any legacy relationships either. So just how to access expertise in every facet of business would have been my calling card.
For sure.
Even the type of network that, say, LinkedIn or local business communities offer was pretty inaccessible in the 90s, just with where tech had us compared to what we get offered now.
Stacey, what's the best way for a consumer in Canada to support your business?
Best way to support our business? Well, it's pretty straightforward if you're a coffee drinker. We have so many different ways for people to find our coffee. We're as mainstream as Costco across Western Canada, Amazon, our own levelground.com web store, and hundreds of grocery locations throughout the country. So accessing our product where we've got a great mix of single origin coffees and blends, a full range from bright roast through to the dark end of the spectrum, French roast, a Swiss water decaf. We've really got the full package in terms of offerings. We even offer those all depending on the store location in bean and in ground. So if people don't have a great bird grinder at home, we've looked after that. So finding something through levelground.com that works for you is going to be the best way, I guess. And then realizing there's this enormous thought and mindfulness that goes into the process. A 2-cup a day habit is 15 trees annually producing for you. So the most thoughtful person, I think, thoughtful thing a person can do as a coffee consumer is drink responsibly in that perspective, because getting that company that sources on your behalf well is a massive positive ripple effect through Level Ground supply.
Awesome. Last question for you. Why did you want to participate in Freebruary when you were invited to participate?
Every opportunity to pump up the volume for other businesses and ourselves so that people know that there's great products out there, the intentionality behind the business and the model, We know that there's always more success in team than running alone. And I know there's a lot of other great brands and businesses that are trying to get the Freebruary message out. So it's like, hey, success is in team is kind of our belief as a company. And if we can improve other people's opportunities and raise the awareness of other brands, get people eating healthier, get better impact and effect out of the products that are coming into our homes and into our families, we all win.
Great. Stacey, thanks so much for today. And I wish you all the best with your Freebruary promotion and with your business.
It was a pleasure chatting with you, Andrew. Thanks for the opportunity.